Y'all, looks like Shannon Sharpe has settled his case. We'll talk about it right after this. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. This is Pamela, and you are watching Pam Entertainment TV. Listen, 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 Linda, listen. So, as you saw at the title of this recording, looks like Shannon Sharpe has settled his $50 million lawsuit with prejudice, meaning that they can't bring it back up again. So usually those of us in the celebrity legal news field means that there was a monetary payment out. I doubt it was the $50 million, but it is enough that Tony Busby was happy, along with the client, along with the woman that sued him. Now you remember back a few months ago, bombshell lawsuit dropped, claiming that Shannon Sharpe had done some things that were really strange, and that he was paying for the change, $25,000 a cheek. And I guess it didn't go on. I don't know exactly what happened. Not blaming the victim, not saying any of those things. However, the lawsuit comes out. We learn a lot of different things about Shannon Sharpe, and that he likes slave play, all these little different things that we have learned in regards to this man's sexual life. We also learned that he had another lady in New York sue him named Michelle, not understanding or can figure out if that's the same Michelle that he got caught on the IG video back last year. However, Tony Busby took to his Instagram, and we will definitely look at this and read this and go over it. Adding it to the stage, it says here, on April 20th, 2025, the Busby Law Firm filed a complaint in Nevada, making several allegations against Shannon Sharpe on behalf of our client. Both sides acknowledge a long-term consensual and tumultuous relationship. After protracted and respectful negotiations, I'm pleased to announce that we have reached a mutual agreement upon resolution. All matters have now been addressed satisfactorily, and the matter is closed. The lawsuit will thus be dismissed with prejudice. Now, you remember a couple of weeks ago, we had done a thing about lawyers not showing up for the hearing. So this makes me understand that probably they didn't show up because they thought that they were in the middle of a settlement agreement and didn't think that they needed to show up. Maybe they thought that the defense, which is Shannon's thing, was going to go in and terminate the case, but they didn't. They let it go on, I guess, to allow negotiations to continue. So, as we know it right now, that case has been sued. There's a lot of stuff thrown out. And there's a couple of things I think from that we've learned, and even with the Diddy case. You all make this money, and I am not just akin it just to black men. I'm just saying as an overall, you all make a lot of money. However, your lack of dick discipline is getting you all parted from your money quickly. And it seems like everybody knows that, but you, young men, older men, whatever, because Diddy and Shannon are 50 plus years old. And so these are games and things that they have been playing for a very long time. So if you are a young man getting into a business or getting into a job occupation where your reputation should matter just because it's your reputation and it's your character. However, if you're in a position where your reputation can make or break your dollar amount, you can't have that and have poor dick discipline. And same thing with women. If you're in a position to where your reputation Needs to be as above board. Again, your reputation is your character, and you should want to have make sure that it is the best that you have. But if you're in positions where that is happening, coochie discipline is very important. Sleeping with the boss, sleeping with the person, all of this stuff, it's very important that you have discipline, because you will be parted from your money and your reputations will tattered. So you hear Shannon Sharpe, he's parted with his money and his reputation is tattered. Now, I know what happens a lot of times in these situations. Everybody goes back and they're going to blame the girl on this situation, and can't take that from that. I'm not going to be for it, and I'm not going to be against it. However, you look at Shannon Sharpe, he was on the cusp of being able to make millions of dollars. Now everybody looks at him like a little sexual deviant. Will it pass? Of course it will. So unless he gets all of that together, baby, they're gonna be in the woodworks. Cause they nothing like it's nothing like a fool, but there's definitely nothing like an old fool. So what are y'all thinking about this? You think Shannon still has his job at ESPN? Because Shannon did say that he was going to have all of this handled before the preseason of football season. Do you think he's going to be on television? Do you think the folks at ESPN are going to hire him back, or are going to allow him to be on television talking about football? Because I'm hearing, you remember that scandal that I reported about at ESPN about Skip Bayless and all those people over there? Looks like the Joy, whatever her last name, I think it's Joy Taylor, don't quote me. Looks like she has been parted from her job. From having the relationships. I don't know if that was why she was parted, but she was parted from her job. And in that information era that we learned about Skip Bayless and all this stuff that's going on with the hairstylist, we learned that she was sleeping with her boss and another and somebody else in the office. And and if we are to believe what was reported, she didn't care because she knew she was going to keep her job. Mm, mm, mm. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, what do y'all think of Shannon Sharpe and his case being dismissed with prejudice, meaning that she can't bring that case back up? That means that it was a settlement. She was suing for $50 million. How much do you think that she received? I don't know how much money Shannon Sharpe was worth, but I don't know if it's $50 million. Child. They're saying that Shannon Sharpe is worth $14 million. And you remember when this was earlier, they were talking about him paying her $10 million. They say he earned $22 million in playing 14 seasons with the Denver Broncos. And he has his podcast, so he may have generated more money. This one says he's worth $30 million. And it was updated April 23rd, 2025. So he's worth anywhere from $15 to $30 million. We'll just round that out. So she was asking for 50. Probably got the settlement amount that they had initially that he initially wanted, anywhere from, he probably gave her anywhere from 10 to 15, and Tony Busby took half of that. So she probably walked away with $7-something million. I don't know. I'm just saying. Because there's no way in the world that he paid her more than that if he's not only worth anywhere between 15 and $30 million. But anyway. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.